never really much fucked with Truth. I just didn't. He's saying I was worried that Betty would find out something or what one of something of the other. That's not true. When I spoke to Truth, you got to remember this was two plus years ago now. Nobody saw his face. Nobody knew his name. Nobody knew nothing. But if you recall, when Truth first came around, he made a lot of implications that he was perhaps law enforcement. He knew insider things. Um, and that's the approach that was taken. Right? Why would Betty find anything out unless he told? I did, of course, later, looking back on everything, worried that he was part of the green team, and he kind of said as much yesterday, right? And I get it. Hand over whatever you want to them. Everything I ever had, anything that ever felt weird to me, I took to law enforcement. I'm not withholding anything from any of you, anything at all. Here, I'm not going to tell you who wrote this, but I'm going to read you guys an email that I had received because I think it's important. I have made no secrets that I get uncomfortable with the Proud Fuzz or with anybody because I don't know who's who. I don't know who did what. I don't know who's guilty of what. And how could I? I'm not law enforcement. I'm nobody. Uh, 1 second. I mean, I wish I can get permission to read this before I do, but I think a lot of people were approached, and I feel like it is easy to try to throw it all on me. Well, two things can be true at once, my dad's fave. It absolutely can. I have never I've never withheld or denied anybody's quote unquote truth because it's just that. It's not it's based off experiences, it's based off what you know, it's based off what you've experienced in life. I can't take that away. Okay, here we go. This is an email I received. Blah, 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 blah. A big reason I walked away had to do with her jumping on Clue's panel to quote unquote save Chris Proudfoot. This bothered me after the conversation the three of us had about what CP had been doing to you. I'll never understand or stand with support and abuser. Made you feel unsafe. Now I don't know. Some of this is a bit confusing. Anyhow, she had told me about many conversations she had with him. Every one of those conversations had concerning elements to them. Every single creator has spoken with the Proudfoots that I'm aware of. Everybody knows everything I know. I've always maintained we don't know them. And even right here, NS continued her friendship with him and made excuses for his behavior instead of creating distance the way you did. She got closer to him. And that's all true. So for it to now be like they're some martyrs or they're this or they're that, you know what I think happened? I think the Proudfoot stopped talking to everybody. I think Sebastian's awareness dried up majorly. I think there was no more breaking news when it came to the litigation barbecue and I are in. And I feel like these people needed new drama for new attention. I feel all of it is disingenuous. I feel like a lot of them spoke with the Proudfoots as much as they could for nitty gritty details until there was none left to give. I think all of them had a relationship with Chris Proudfoot and or Katie for all I know. And not one of them are being honest about their conversations. And instead, they're trying to put everything and anything onto me. I've never taken away Truth's experience because it wasn't mine and I can't. I will not come out here and disparage the name of a missing child based on gossip, based on how do I know if any of it's true or not? And I'm going to say this with utmost respect. How can I know if even what Chris Proudfoot was saying was true or not? How can I know that? I don't know how any of you would respond to a conversation of people that could be guilty of a crime or not coming up on your panel. But I'm sorry people felt like I didn't keep the energy that meant to be kept. I'm sorry. Have you ever? How do I know? How do I know they're not some big? You just don't know. So this idea that it was a setup against Truth or anything like that is not true. 2 years ago when I spoke to Truth, I was on board with this. All needs to be not all the personal shit to do with Sebastian, but the experiences need to be brought forward. I feel like, and I've always said this, I feel like YouTubers were told way too many things, and they shouldn't have been. I personally, you've heard me say, you could put a 1 in the chat if you heard me say it. I was told things I didn't want to know. Now, if he's taken all those, I, as a mother, Well, now apparently it was all me, Mama P. That's what I mean. So if you listen to the stories from then to now to today, they're changing daily. I don't doubt that what he experienced has his theory correct in his head. I have no doubt about that, which is literally what I said from the moment he outburst to now. And that could have very well been Hello Sunshine. I don't know. What I do know is every time the conversations start to get hot or get rolling, they do come. I do know that. And you can say that's based off them trying to stop the conversations about them, or you can say it's human nature to want to defend yourself. Look at it whichever way you want. I don't know. What I know is a lot of things have been put out here lately, and I think people should apologize. But I don't have to pile on to that, and I won't pile on to that. I heard that another creator played everything and started with, I have the trash truck with the audio. By the end of the stream, they didn't. Is there a trash truck with audio or is there not? I think it's deflection, my dad's fable. What do I know?